This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Twin islands, let's move together. In unity, we can achieve. Right the wrongs, we do it together. Let's build a place where we could truly be. Moving together, hand in hand. One people under one God. We can build a better future for our children. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we care for you. Bit by bit, let's build a better TNT. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Vote PEP. This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. It's
So much more than being about me. It's always been about serving others. It's always been about a better country. Many politicians who leave public office, having held different types of public office, have to come and try to convince you of what they're capable of after having had a chance to show you and not show you. I've never held public office, and I've served the homeless, I've served the orphans, I've served the disabled, I've served everyday people. People of all walks of life could tell you, no matter the problem, no matter how big, that if they come to me, and if it's something that I think that I can handle, that I'd rescue them, I'd represent them, I'd stand up for them, I'd defend them. And people know that one thing about me, that I'd fight for you. That if I was your leader, I'd fight for you, I'd fight for this country, I'd fight all of these demons that have destroyed this country for the past 60 years. And if we're honest with ourselves and we look back at Trinidad and Tobago, where it was, what it is, where it's going, it's just being abused, it's being taken advantage of, it's been captured. You need a leader to fight for you. Trinidad needs a champion, and of all the politicians, of any party, of any kind, of any hue, look around and tell me if you see a single politician that fights as hard as I do. Philip Will Fix It came from voters. It came from everyday citizens. I didn't make that saying. People were saying that to one another. Call Philip, he'll fix it. And I didn't have office workers from the Ministry of Works, from TNTech, from WASA, from Fire Service, from police, doctors, nurses. Everyday people would reach out to me and tell me, once you highlight it, we will fix it because we believe in you. I want a Trinidad where everybody could believe in themselves, believe in each other, believe in their leadership, and believe in our right to a better country. And that is why I've done this. I've put myself at great risk. I've been targeted. I've been victimized. I've been scandalized. I've been abused in all manner of process through the courts, multiples of lawsuits, abuse of process. And still, every single day, I stand for people. I told Trinidad and Tobago at the start of this year that I'm tired and I need a break and I want to think about where I go from here. And still, once an issue is happening that's affecting the people, I have no choice but to stand up and speak out. I've had to lose family, I've had to lose friends. But at the end of the day, I feel like I am a man of integrity, that I am a man of character, and that if given the opportunity to serve, that I would defend my country and make it better than it ever was before. And if you need a reason to give your support to somebody, I ask you, whoever you support, make sure that you know that when you close your eyes at night and go to bed to sleep, that you and your family feel safe, feel protected, and feel like that person is working for you, fighting for you, because that is who Philip Edward Alexander is.
One people under one flag. So come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Philip, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Philip, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Twin islands, let's move together in unity. We can achieve right the wrongs. We do it together. Let's build a place where we could truly be. Moving together, hand in hand. One people under one God. We can build a better future for our children. So one by one, two by two, PPEP will care for you. Bit by bit, let's build a better TNT. So come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Philip, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Vote PEP. This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong to any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. So come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Twin islands, let's move together. In unity, we can achieve. Right the wrongs, we do it together. Let's build a place where we could truly be. Moving together, hand in hand. One people under one God. We can build a better future for our children. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we care for you.
Even though the road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Yes, I'm gonna make it. Even though the road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Yes, I'm gonna make it.
Remember the days of tossing water, anytime that you have to bid. Or when people pass and they see you, oh my Lord, used to feel that shame. Wondering if this lasts forever, wondering when you will feel proud. If it's one thing Daddy didn't tell me, there is sunrise after each cloud. I say even though the road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Oh Lord,
Yes, I'm gonna make it.
even though
The road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Yes, I'm gonna make it.
Be right here, but I catching the power. Feeling the beat and I catching the power. Don't know what to do, but I catching the power. It's a spiritual feeling, but I catching the power. Tripping on the road, but I catching the power. On the ground and I catching the power. When the music hit me, I catching the power. Even though, in your world, people try to fight you. All how they will bring you down. Behind your back, they trying to spite you. Smiling with you like you're a clown. Yes, you know them people back talk you. Yes, still you always stay cool. But you remain focused and get through. Now all of them feeling like fool. I say even though the road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Oh Lord,
Yes, I'm gonna make it.
let them know, even though
The road is long, no matter what come, I know I'm gonna make it. Yes, I'm gonna make it.
right here, but I catching the power. Feeling the beat and I catching the power. Don't know spiritual feeling, but I catching the power. Jumping on the road, but I catching the power. On the ground and I catching the power. When the music hit me, I catching the power. Even though
just holding head on ball, and them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter, son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for him, he a name bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling, inside your belly will growling. Police raid very often, Simpson measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, hear them pleading. Crying, voices from the ghetto. Forgotten people, hear our prayer. With dented pride they soldier on. Revolutions-based politicians born. And often their tragic story.
The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you, if you want us to serve and you put us in office, on our first day, we will convene the parliament and write and pass a recall law on the first day. You know what that means? 100 days from then, you could fire us. It is time to put the power back in the hands of the people who own this country. Iowa George tell me, he say, I'll bring you on a show and I get the highest numbers I ever get. And I can't bring you back on my station because they tell me I ain't gonna get no government advertising. Is misbehavior in public office? Who do I report it to? Oh, you, that's who. You, the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in your growing numbers, you are the people that we are supposed to report it to. You are the ones to hold them to account. It is up to you. But the voter, the taxpayer, they have made a mockery of you for 60 years. Yesterday, was it yesterday morning or this morning, they had Juve in San Fernando. Give them Juve every day. That's what the Romans teach them. The Romans say, get them bread and circuses and they will never riot. Trinidadians have to stop being so easily misled. When Columbus land, they throw some shiny thing on the ground and we go on with that. We can't be so easily fooled. It can't be that we don't understand our power. When people tell you that they know this is wrong, but the Constitution does not allow it, you are the Constitution. You have the power to change every letter and every word in that document if you wanted. The entire Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago starts off, whereas we the people. It's us. We've forgotten that. We've forgotten that every single thing that exists in this country exists because a law was written to facilitate it. But that law is subservient to the Constitution. And I don't want to bore you with the details, but suffice it to say that Robert spoke about referendum. A referendum instructs the parliament. A referendum is a vote. You get to say, I want this done. That's what a referendum is. That is important. There are three things that our Constitution lacks: referendum, fixed election date, and the right to recall and fire. Being able to fire your member of parliament for non-performance will get your members of parliament performing. We need that law. The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you, if you want us to serve and you put us in office, on our first day, we will convene the parliament and write and pass a recall law on the first day. You know what that means? 100 days from then, you could fire us. It is time to put the power back in the hands of the people who own this country. And the way to do that, you see, the PNM, neither the PNM nor the UNC have any interest in fixing these things. They will tell you, stick the finger
behind each other eye, pull each other hair, kick, cuff, talk about who drinking and who horning. How is that helping you? How? How is that putting food in your children's belly? How?
From the Trinidad, location 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. SOS, SOS, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Help! Help! The Trinidad, a luxury liner, sailing the Caribbean Sea with an old captain named Eric Williams. Oh yes, sail smooth and free. But sadly Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water that day. Someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. Me blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I sail a ball. Captain, this ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. A beauty with wealth that few surpassed, and in her day she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took by bulk and go. Now she looked dull, she's at the lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. The Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help out those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficulties. Though she helped cheer, some of them cheer and sarcastically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. If only there was something I could have done to restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed for doing her wrong? Now please remember, I'm warning you, for to the air she had the same crew who hold the keys to her fault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make our worthy to go back to sea. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me, oh yo yo. We don't know, we don't know. You tell me, oh, we don't know, we don't know. Put up a flag, oh gosh, we don't know. When we turn to the World Bank for help, I don't know. Somebody put an application to the World Bank. Probably may get some help to do the repairs. We don't know, we don't know, we don't know.
This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one thought. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, PEP. This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one flag. So come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Twin islands, let's move together. In unity, we can achieve. Right the wrongs, we do it together. Let's build a place where we could truly be. Moving together, hand in hand. One people.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think David made this for tall people. Thank you for coming out. If you could all stand up to say the national anthem, to sing the national anthem.
Assalamu alaikum, and may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with us all this evening, inshallah. Let us join our hands together to make dua, inshallah. Allahumma ameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك قريب مجيب دعوات. اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيي على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. Oh Allah, all praise and thanks is due to you, Allah, for each and every of your bounties and favors upon us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, today, Ya Allah, through your infinite mercies and kindness, Ya Allah, we are embarking, Ya Allah, on something new, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we beg of you, Ya Allah, we beg of you, Ya Allah, your help, your guidance and your mercies, your kindness, your blessings, Ya Allah, so that we will be able to succeed, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, everything is in your hands, Ya Allah. We beg of you, Ya Allah, for your mercies and your kindness and to make it easy, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, the task that lies ahead, Ya Allah, is in your hands, Ya Allah. All situations, Ya Allah, all difficulties, Ya Allah, all problems, Ya Allah, comes from you, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we ask of you, Ya Allah, because you designed those situations and those problems and those difficulties, Ya Allah. We ask of you, Ya Allah, the solution, Ya Allah. We ask of you, Ya Allah, the assistance, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we beg of you to help us, guide us and protect us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we beg of you to help this party, Ya Allah, to be able to grow from strength to strength, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, allow it to be, Ya Allah, that beacon, Ya Allah, that it will shine, Ya Allah, and be able, Ya Allah, to serve, Ya Allah, and be able to help, Ya Allah, as it ought to be done, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we beg of you, Allah, for your mercies and your kindness, Ya Allah. We beg of you, Allah, for your guidance, Ya Allah. We beg of you, Ya Allah, to accept us, Ya Allah, for the service of your deen, Ya Allah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وآله وسلم تسليما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين. Thank you very much.
Pleasant good day, everyone. At this point, we close our eyes, we bow our heads, and we meditate upon our Creator. O universal God, worshipped on the altars of all mankind, through different cultures, religions, civilizations, we humbly seek your divine grace, blessings, and guidance. O God, whose aura is like a light of many suns, please make my entire work obstacle-free. We pray for the removal of all obstacles, difficulties, impediments, and unhappiness at this point. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah Jai. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah Jai. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah. Sri Ganesha Aya Namah. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah. Sri Ganesha Aya Namah. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah. Ganapati Bhapa Aya Namah. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha. Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvaram. Om Bhur Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. Victory to God. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Kailashpati Mahadev ki Jai.
Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo, Namo. O Adi Shakti, O Mother of the Divine Universal Power Light, please bless our leaders of this party to have courage, to have humility, and to have intelligence. Please bless these members who are following and who want change, to have the commitment, the strength to keep up. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Good evening. I'll try not to move this too much. Good evening and welcome to our rededication ceremony and as well the celebration of our 6th year anniversary as a party, Progressive Empowerment Party. Yes. And let me just say I'm very pleased to see all of these faces, some familiar, some new, at this event. It's a very special event for us, this 2-in-1. And for those who don't know, the rededication of this building, of this office space, we first moved into this building back for the 2020 election. This was our campaign headquarters. And we had it for approximately a month. We operated here for a few weeks after that. And it eventually morphed into other things because this is also the home of Citizens Union of Trinidad and Tobago. I see we have a cut jersey there. Victoria Foods Grab and Go was in this. They're not hearing outside, so if we could get some more audio, please and thanks. So if we can move the mics closer. So this evening, as we rededicate this space to the Progressive Empowerment Party, like I said, it started off as our election campaign headquarters. And now it is our national, we're rededicating it as our national our national headquarters. And as of today, we're happy to announce that going forward, we are on an election footing. So from today going forward, the Progressive Empowerment Party is getting ready for the next general elections. Yeah. In terms of the 6th year anniversary, this is always very sentimental for me because I remember coming to Stanmore Avenue, which was the first headquarters of the Progressive Empowerment Party, 19 Stanmore Avenue, and I'm seeing people like Quinton here and Ian Griffith, founding members, Harry Hunt, founding member, Lima McLeod Wilkinson, the first person to speak at the first ever PEP meeting on 19 Stanmore Avenue. And I remember I sat on a chair there because I was not yet a member of the party. I remember somebody came and tried to offer me a membership form at the end, and I scuttled away fast because I wasn't sure I wanted to be political. And look at where I am 6 years later. Not more than just a member, the chairman of the organization. And I sat in that chair. I remember coming because this party, this orange party that had the half a Syrian man on Facebook screaming half of the time, this party represented a hope that my generation, millennials, thought would have never existed. I thought that we would have lived forever, perpetually, with the PNM UNC back and forth. And never would I have imagined that not only would the Progressive Empowerment Party come to exist, but that it would embody, that's a lot of volume, but that it would embody everything that you would want in your political party, in your government, and in the forward-thinking policies that we have that I never heard anybody speaking about. In the way that we operate, like you will never believe, I'm looking inside, I'm looking outside, you'd never believe that this is a purely volunteer organization where people are literally committing and dedicating their time, their energy, their effort towards a better Trinidad and Tobago. What we stand for as a political organization, I have never seen it before. I think it is revolutionary. And the fact that we are breaking through the political landscape and making such remarkable strides is testament to just how strong and powerful and just how much people are grasping onto the Progressive Empowerment Party and our policies. 6 years, it has not been easy. The journey, we saw local by-elections, we saw a Debe by-election when we beat the PNM, and we will always be able to tell that. We'll always be able to say that PNM couldn't fill a maxi down in Debe South in terms of getting votes, but we beat them far over, and we have made so many, we have championed so many issues as a political party. Somebody messaged me yesterday and said, how come you're not an RIC? So I gave them a whole list of all the other things that we are involved in. I say, now you want to talk now? The Progressive Empowerment Party is prolific. We are everywhere. We are involved in every issue. I remember when the Debe death strip was an issue. Within a week, we had erected barrels with lights, flashing lights that were warning motorists to slow down. The campaign, Philip will fix it, Pep will fix it, is something that we're not just building on because we think that we could fix it, but because we have a track record, a proven track record of doing what we say we will do. It's something that I could say as an organization, if we say we're going to do something, we do it. We said we're going to have a rededication ceremony, and within a week, we have a rededication ceremony happening, because that is just who we are. We are a party. When we put our minds to something, we make it happen. So us moving forward to a general election, it won't be without us remembering what it took to get us here. I mentioned our founding members. I mentioned some of our founding membership. Quentin, we have him here. Over the past... What's going on? Philip, why did you touch me? Philip, he broke it. 1, 2. Philip is not allowed to touch that speaker for the rest of the night. Stay far. I don't know if y'all are hearing me outside. I'll try to raise my voice a little bit louder. Yes, you're hearing me? Lovely. So these past 6 years, I have to say it's been hard, but it's been wonderful. There have been times, so many times, that I said, listen, I don't know if I could do this again. But being a part of change, it's not without its difficulties. Nobody said this was going to be an easy road. Nobody sent for me. I volunteered. I came here. So I am seeing it through till the end. And I want to thank all of you who've been with us from the start. I want to thank all of you who've joined us along the journey. I want to thank those of you who see what we're doing and want to be a part of it. We always need help. This organization, the fact that we lasted 6 years, it's based on the help and the support that we've gotten. I mentioned that this is purely voluntary. This is a volunteer organization, and to be existing 6 years on volunteerism is remarkable in itself, but we always need help. We always need more people on board. Satish and I were talking yesterday. We have 41 constituencies to populate. And when I say populate, to populate the election machinery, we have 41 chairmen to find, 41 shadow MPs, 41 treasurers, and we have to do this on this mission until we can fill all of those posts, all of those positions, because when I sat in that chair, I asked the Progressive Empowerment Party, how are you all going to fix it? And I always, this is my start story, they always did. I remember Sarah Nabi, she was the person who spoke on the mic, and she threw it back at me and she said, what are you going to do to assist? And I was offended. I said, why would she ask me why? What am I doing to help the PEP? Until I realized that the PEP is not an organization, is not a body. The PEP is us. The PEP is me. The PEP is you. The PEP is every single citizen who wants a better Trinidad and Tobago, and who doesn't just want a better Trinidad and Tobago, but who's willing to stand up and put their money, well, sometimes their money, but who willing to put their money and their time and their efforts to make it happen, because this doesn't happen overnight. It's a 6-year journey, and we have another 2.5 grueling years ahead of us. So we need your support. We need your money. Yes, we do. We need your donations to keep all of this happening, to keep the lights on, to keep all of these events, to keep mobilizing in the constituencies. It takes money. So for all of our people who have been donating to us, thank you very much. We still need you. We need your help even more. We have a little black and white striped donation box in the back. So if you would like to make an anonymous donation today, please feel free to drop something in there. If you'd like to meet with me or Philip one-on-one to make a donation or just to chat, you could also reach out to me at the end of this. So this wraps up my section, but all the very lovely audio fluctuations. But this wraps up my session. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody for coming out. I'd also like to thank Imam Riaz, Pundit Samlal, and Yogi Aftab, who came to do the blessing of the office today as we rededicated it to our headquarters space. I'd also like to thank Father Harold Imamsha, who came at 3 p.m. Unfortunately, he could not be here at 5, but he did come at 3 to bless and open the office for us. And I do have a few tokens for our religious heads. If Amanda could just bring those out, because I'd like to present them before I wrap up. Please and thank you. While I wait for Amanda to come, what did I want to add? Join the organization. Philip would buff me if I don't remember to say that. Don't just volunteer, don't just donate, but we want you to join as well. We need the membership, we need the numbers. We need to know that on election day, we have a membership of 300,000 people that we know we can count on to cast their votes for the Progressive Empowerment Party. So let me take this time to welcome Imam Riaz. Let me just present you with your token. Thank you very much for coming and opening our office. Pundit Samlal. Thank you. And Yogi Aftab. So I will step off now. This evening we do have some refreshments, some eats and drinks. We also have a 6-year anniversary cake cutting, so please stick around and look out for that. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the evening.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we vote. Come on, let me fix it.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Fix it. Build a better team.
We all know where our country is headed. Everybody here seeing the direction our country is headed, and I know that you guys know that we need a change and we need people to come on board and start to come and help. My job is to build an army on the ground, because it's going to take an army of good, decent people who see all the battles, all the evil that's going on here, to come and fix it. The day I sat down and I watched on my phone the Minister of Health jumping up and whining and having a good time, and knowing that people go into that hospital and they can't find a bed, there's no medicine, people are dying inside there, and it's sad. The country's in a mess. You all know the direction we're heading in right now. And I'm here to build something where I could tell my children, hey, I was part of something that, tell my children, my grandchildren, I was part of something that fixed this country, fix our country for everyone. It's hard, it's difficult every day. Philip gets it the hardest, but every day people call us for help. And sometimes I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. And we're trying, but we need the help. So I need each and every one of you all to dig down hard and say, come on board and help us. The party, Progressive Empowerment Party, is a young party. Come and add your essence to it. Bring everything. I mean, we don't have all that years of I don't know what to call it in the PNM and UNC, that nastiness inside of them there. We need good people, the good people in this country who don't want anything to do with those parties. This is your chance. I don't know when next we'll have another chance again. This is your chance to come on board. Like I said, add your essence and come and help. Felicia mentioned just now that we are on an election footing right now. 41 constituencies. It's going to take 41 MPs, 41, like what you said, 41 chairmen, 41 treasurers. We have a lot of room in the party. So it's going to, this year is going to be, by the end of this year, I'll probably know the entire country. You know, studying my poor car, but it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be, what I find, for the most part, is just so fulfilling to know that I'm trying and to do something good for everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter who it is. We have a country to save. Not only for us, for our neighbors, for people we don't even know that they need saving. For our children. So, guys, my number 796-8172. Reach out to me. Reach out to our shadow MPs. I just want to say good afternoon to all our shadow MPs that we have so far, and we have others coming on board very soon. And let's get the ball rolling. Let's fix it. Yeah? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Pep is 6 years old. Yeah. I remember the first time I spoke on a podium, I was nervous like hell. I was terrified. People would usually give you advice, picture the crowd naked or focus on one person or something, but it doesn't work. Trust me, it doesn't work. It's very hard. And then you're staring at people and they're watching you with this look like, yes, let's see what this girl is going to say. So you have your expectations, and then the crowd has their own. But so far, the journey from 6 years ago to now has been scary, but fun at the same time. You get to go out, meet new people, see the whole country. I've walked this whole country. I've walked hills I didn't know there were hills. I've walked stairways that led to hills, that led to more stairs. So it has been fun meeting all these people, some who are still with us, some who have left, some who have moved on. This journey is not for everybody. It is hard work, and you get doors slammed in your face, you get people want to cuss you, run you, tell you all kind of thing. I remember in upscale Maraval, I ring the person doorbell, hi, good day, thing. They just hear Progressive Empowerment Party, slam the door. So I say, Papa, yo. And they say, get to people rude. And then certain areas in my community when I walked, people from the time they hear, no, it's them politicians. Don't open the door. Some of them come out flat and tell you, I's a PNM. They didn't even bother to say till her dead. The house said enough for me. Because some of the houses were leaning and it's like, okay. And I learned that you can't force this on people. People have to come to their own moment. They are coming to Jesus' moment. People have to get to that point. Because it doesn't make sense telling somebody, listen, the country is sinking, we're going down. You're not seeing the crime, you're not seeing this. You have to wait for everybody to individually get that message, to see for themselves. And now, that is where our country is now, where everybody is being affected, whether it's food, gas, the crime, suppliers not being able to bring in stuff for you, your business suffering. So everybody, this wrongs, is feeling it at some way or the other. And you've seen people complaining about food prices and you want to blame the farmers. But your government didn't do anything for the farmers. How you expect us to magically grow food? Certain parts of the world, they do rooftop agriculture. Why are we not encouraging things like that? Charles into chocolate, why they don't have their own cocoa farm? We have so many ideas that could benefit and bring down the cost of a lot of our things. Our government just not interested in that. They're just interested in enriching their people, their folks, and that's it. And it's keeping it in one family or several families, as we will see with the new president and her family. So I'm glad to see new faces, and the turnout was nice. I know there are a lot of former candidates around and former PEP people, new faces, and I want to encourage you to help us fix this country. I mean, if you plan to migrate or you have the option of migrating, but by all means, you do what is best for you, but many of us don't have that option. And it is better we stand firm and fix it so that the future generations have something to look forward to. We have children now in schools that don't have what we are trying to do. If we fix the education system, that will just fix majority of the problems after that. If we fix the agriculture sector, that will prove better for us in terms of food. If we teach agriculture in schools, you'll have your younger farmers now coming to show you, well, yeah, look, we could do it. And these are simple things that we could implement that will cause change, cause an effect later on. And that's what we are about. The Progressive Empowerment Party is about change, evolution, trying new things, being different. Not the same wheel over and over and over, expecting different results. And it's time everybody get on board, talk to everybody, your neighbor, and anybody, and show them, you saw this person's video, you saw this person's post, check them out. You might like it, or you might agree. You might like the person, but you might agree with what the person says. And this is another problem that we haven't shared that. Oh, I don't like this person. You didn't hear what the man said yet, but I don't like that person. And you don't even know why you don't like the person. Who's she? I can't stand she. No way. But you didn't hear what the person said. And we have to move past that and focus on the message and not the messenger. So again, thank you for coming. And hope to see you again, helping us some way or the other in our journey. Thank you.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we go to PEP. Come on, let me fix it, we go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it, we go fix it.
Afternoon, everybody.
Philip will fix it.
Alright, Philip will fix it, but in truth and in fact, all of us have to fix it. My name is Akil Camps, and I'm the Shadow MP for Diego Martin Northeast. This fix is not an easy fix, and every time you sit down and think about it, some people get so despondent trying to visualize the fix that they realize, that can't happen, boy. And it's like, forget about that, I wouldn't even try. And I would admit sometimes it go through my mind, I say, well, boy, what I'll do next? What to do next? Who to go to? How I'll get my family to come and give me a little more support? How I'll get my neighbor to come and give me some support to understand what the PEP is about? And it's not easy, and sometimes I tell myself, I say, the country would have to get a lot worse. We done bad already. And we had to reach a stage where everybody feeling it. Then for people to realize, let me put aside the possibility of losing my government contract, or not being able to get this grant, or not being able to have a link up to get a connection, be it WASA, be it TNTech, wherever. Because that's the state we're in. You want your heavy T license because you're going to apply for a job in 2 weeks. You had to give somebody, you had to run something. Otherwise, they're giving you 6 months down the road to come and do a test. And then and if you go every day, you will see one person or two people doing a test a day. It's sad like that. We have workers who want to work. I guilty of this too. I would watch some of the public workers and I say, but look at them. I'm playing card. They're smoking on the block. They ain't working. What we paying them for? But when you dig down deep, you realize that they can't work. Right now, insect vector. When last all you see insect vector pass around spraying anything? You know why? Because none of the vehicles working. You have workers going to work hot and sweaty, they want to work, and if they have to go anywhere, they have to use their private vehicles. Or everybody chip up and buy a tire or a battery to put in one of the vehicles to go on a job. That is just insect vector. all the public services operating like that because they're not budgeting nothing to do maintenance. I don't know. The only way Trinidad could fix is if everybody come together. And I hope that happens before we totally fail. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. We need the support. I don't like to ask people for money and them kind of thing, but I realize that's what we need. That's what we need. We need finance, but we don't want to take $10 million from one person and then he say, hey, don't forget me when you get in. No, all we giving you back is good governance. You'll go to the hospital, you'll get through. Understand? Come, bring your money, we will take it and we'll give you back a proper run country. Thank you very much.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build a we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP.
So let me fix it.
Vote PEP.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I want you to please give, and before you do it, I want you to give a good round of applause for all the people who were involved in pulling this off. Felicia Holder, Satish Ramsaran, Amanda, and all of the teams, and Lakshman Ramroop, and David Welch, and everybody who has worked hard to make today happen. I'll push this forward a little bit more. I don't know how to mics. We're very good at bad audio. I don't know why. That's our thing. Everybody have a thing? That's our thing. I want touchy mics. But if you're out there and you're hearing this, appeal, because I feel that when I ask for things, we get it. We need people who are good at audio to come and join us and help us make a donation. Everybody who spoke, today wasn't meant to be a political meeting, so don't look for much political thing from me today. But the purpose of today, and Felicia said it well, Lima, Akil, Satish, what we want everybody to understand is that the Progressive Empowerment Party is built on everyday people wanting a better country. That's all it is. Ignore what's going on. Stuff had happened during this rededication ceremony, and you're going to see that we have a nice big cake to cut, and they're going to do that, so they're setting that up now. So the space limited, they had to do different things at different times. But this room that we're in here was our campaign headquarters. Our national headquarters was at 19 Stanmore Avenue. But we outgrew there, and when the whole space became available, we took it. But then there was the lockdown, so there was nothing we could do with it. And then we formed Citizens Union right after election 2020 and started Victoria Foods Grab and Grow in what is this space now. But the Progressive Empowerment Party has begun mobilizing for an election. And we've started setting up constituencies. The last big public meeting we had was to announce shadow MPs in different constituencies. Many of them are here today. Many of them are on the ground working. And let me get a round of applause for Leandra Pulsing on this beautiful cake. At some point they'll be sticking the cake and stuff. I just want to give you a little tiny story. Not long, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. You all know I talk plenty. I grew up in a family with a father who insisted to all his children, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's in my head. Every time I'm looking for a reason for what we do, why we do, how we do, you don't need to cover it back. You can leave it open now. You don't need to cover it back. Lakshman, you can leave it open now. Yeah, they cutting it just now and sharing it up. Leave it there. Yeah. Every time I'm looking for a reason for how to stay the course, I remember my dad. He said to me, The race is not for the swiftest, but for those who could endure. He's not with us anymore. We buried him a little while ago. But plenty of you who are regulars know today he'd be front and center. He believed in this. He believed in this that we were doing. My mom is here representing the family. My mom, she's a long time servant of the poor. She's been through church and Living Water community, and this is the home that we grew up in. We grew up in a home where, as little children, what we used to call long ago vagrants would show up by our gate. We were living on 35 O'Connor Street, in the middle of the street. The vagrants knew to come to that gate because the little that we had, my mother found a way to share, and they knew. And she's been part of a lot of charity. Those of you who know my brother, Dr. Paul Elias Alexander, watch him fight the fight that he fought to save the world from the insanity that it just went through for the past 2 years. He gave up so much to do that. When you step up, me at this level, him at that level, when you step up against the power structure don't make room for you. The power structure, I learned yesterday that a company whose lawyer is the chairman of Heritage Petroleum gave the company that he represents legally $28 million contract to secure Heritage. A security contract. There are no details. There's no quotes. There's no purchase order. There's no detail. I got this information. I asked 4 different owners of security companies. What could a security company do for Heritage Petroleum to get $28 million a year? Petrotrin, when the refinery was running, security budget wasn't $28 million a year. Now it's half the size. They've shut down and shuttered the paperwork of Petrotrin, so you can't know. And Trinidad doesn't know these things. We drive down the road, we see the electricity pole, we see the electricity wire, we see the pitch on the ground. We don't know the open shenanigans, machinations that go on in this country, and none of the people who are beneficiaries, make no mistake, we have a president-elect, her entire family, not just PNM, in big position, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, mother, everybody, eating big. Now we hear these things, Akil alluded to it. We hear these things and it go through here, that come out here, and that's cool. But I want you to know this. When we talk about money, we're talking about your money. And you need to be clear about this. Because what we sign up for is our money. And if you stood up for your money too, all this nonsense done. All of it done. She was sitting down there and saying, Daddy, when is your turn to talk? That's my cheerleader, you know. That's my biggest cheerleader. When you hear that a company benefited from $500 million to renovate the Red House, whether you know it or not, whether you felt it or not, whether you took it out your wallet or your bag or your pocket, you gave $500. Each of you, the 1.4 million people who watching me today, each of them, mother, father, daughter, son, you in the house, each of you, look, $500, $106 million for President's house. Each of you all put out $106. $1 billion every year to desalinate seawater in a country where the rain drowns the country with water. Look my $1,000 for unnecessary desalinated water. Each of you, even if it's not resonating with you, I want to tell you, if you're catching your aunt, uncle, and nenen, that's it. That's where you're catching it. You can't feel what you never had. But I want to tell you, when you look and you see and you say, $3 trillion, boy, $3 trillion. I sat down in PSA on an interview with Mariano Brown, Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan, myself, a woman named Avalon was interviewing us. And I said, $3 trillion passed through this country. Mariano Brown chuckled. And he said, we are even crossed $1 trillion yet. I pull out a piece of paper that one of the founding members, our research officer, Anne-Marie Dulal, counted every budget. I said, there's 1.1 trillion there. You are a minister of finance and you don't know. Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan tried to defend desalinating water in this country. A country that drowns every year. You want to check it? Go back to the last 10 years and just look. Every year, flood, 1999, flood, 2000, flood, 2001. Go and see where flood. We get more water than we could ever use. This is not meant to be a political meeting, but none of the people, you see Rohan Sinanan skinning and grinning with contractors on the road, PNM eating because I want to tell you this, the same way that security company got that contract for for heritage, the same way they get that contract with no tender, no competing bid. 4 security companies tell me, if you have 1,000 men working, you're not billing $28 million in a year. This country is under assault from within the parliament. Make no mistake, what Abu Bakr did in 1990 is joke to what the PNM doing since 1956. Here I telling you, this country is under open assault. We've lost 10,000 people to murder. 10,000 people to murder. They've not even been able to prosecute 300 of those 10,000 cases. You talk about anything. Let me talk about school. Our school system is pure crap. There is a handful of children who are lucky to benefit from the Concordat if they link up and they know the archbishop or any of the priests who could help them get in a big school. This is not how an education system should run. We have a country that could spend $5 billion, but Southeast Port of Spain have to call me begging because they have a steel ban for these little children in Southeast Port of Spain, Nelson Street, Queen Street, Charlotte Street. You tell these children you're worthless. You will never be a doctor. You will never be an engineer. You'll never be an architect. You'll never be a lawyer. Beat pan, smoke weed, and be there for when we need you to vote. That's what the PNM have done, these people. And parents and teachers calling me, Mr. Alexander, we have $18,000 in debt. They tell us we have to send these children to beat pan. And now we're trying to find $18,000. I said the Progressive Empowerment Party will give you that money. Put pep on your shirts. Put pep on your pan. I want when they're beaten sweet pan. Keith Scotland, the member of parliament, to see pep. I want Keith Rowley. I want Gypsy Peters. I want Nyan Gatsby Dolly to see Progressive Empowerment Party sponsor in the heart of the PNM Gael, Southeast Port of Spain. Look, we will pay that bill. The Ministry of Education blocked them. Whole day back and forth. One set of talk, you know. Teachers want to walk out the school all kind of time because of this. I went and post on Gatsby Dolly thread when she posting, every day she giving you some new saying that she stumbled upon in a book. I think she get one of them roll of toilet paper saying of the day. And she just come in every morning and, right, I'll say this. Because I respond to them. You can't be posting this foolishness and believe it. And leading people astray. As if Southeast Port of Spain waiting on you. Because we waiting to get them the money. And if you blocking us from giving them the money, go and get them $18,000 Gatsby Dolly. Felicia said, this is not an easy journey. I want to underscore that by 1,000,000. This is difficult. This is tough. Lima said it. This is not for everybody. Not much people jumpy in the Progressive Empowerment Party because Philip the song bright. The team does look sexy. It's happening. And when 3 weeks pass and we're not in government, could know they thought that what they want. We jump in now, we there tomorrow. Give me my contract. And if 3 weeks pass or 3 months pass and we're not in government yet, but all I know all they're doing. No much party jump out this party, went and formed party. Because they think they could do it faster. When she tell you to pay for the lights, she not joking. We had experiences as a party that will never leave us. Satish said, he will remember that he did, he tried. I don't want that to be the only thing that we could say. I remember as an activist, I was living in Diego Martin. And every single day when I go and pick up my son from school, I had to sit in traffic from Movie Town to get to Diego Martin. And I said, this could fix. This was my first fix it. And I went and I measured and I worked out a plan to bypass 4 roads because I realized and everybody knew there are people here, Stuart Henderson from Westmoreland, you knew that to get past 4 roads was the problem. All of the traffic, 35,000 people who go into Diego Martin have to pass between Freddy's Bakery and a gas station at a traffic light with a crosswalk by a mall. A prescription for confusion. One of the most brilliant people in this country that works on traffic, he's brilliant and he's renowned outside of this country, is Dr. Ray Furlong, and he can't talk. Because to talk is to lose work. To talk is to get victimized. To talk is to lose contracts. I invited Dr. Furlong. I said, listen, I tell people all the time, you come on a PEP platform, you don't have to endorse me. You don't have to join the party. Just tell them what you know. They can't. I used to live next door to somebody who was working for the supervisor of insurance, and they knew. And he told me after, he said, for years we knew Clico was falling. And we couldn't tell people. The only people who knew was people like Tishera and them who helped themselves. In a system where the justice system works for the well-connected, with the rich and the connected lawyers. I want you to know this. This is important. Everything that is wrong in this country could fix. I fear none of them. There is no contract mafia, no uncle, no auntie, no 1%, no lodge, no secret society. I fear none of them. People tell me, boy, you live in a country where they kill Selwyn. They leave a shell casing. When they come to kill Dana, it's 2 vans and they pull she over and they pump she with bullet big so. Just tell me. Everybody's tell me. After they experience the full force of me, just tell me, boy, Philip, I'm praying for you. I pray. My mother could tell you, she have the whole of living waters lighting candle. So no, it's not easy. And Satish and Felicia, these people are giants in this country. And you should record that. Because political parties like the PNM and the UNC are the reason this country is failing. It is corrupt. And it's not corrupt and the leaders don't know. The leaders know. Kamla Prasad, Bisesa and Keith Rowley are the architects of the current corruption. But you live in a country where that parliament appoints the president and appoints the commissioner of police and appoints the integrity commission himself to himself. You think people in incestuous relationships like that company whose lawyer gave him a contract to secure heritage, you think people in those relationships outing one another or telling on one another is one big hand-in-hand grab in Trinidad and Tobago? When people dead waiting on a doctor, it's not that we don't spend money. It's not that we don't have money. It's not that each taxpayer, let me tell you, when you spend $5 billion a year on education, whether you have a child in school or not, look my $5,000. Look my wife $5,000. I have 4 children. Look $30,000 from our house for education. I want you to understand, it ain't coming from nowhere else. Coming from you. Coming from taxes. Well, boy, this get away. I ain't paying no income tax. You're paying duty. You're paying stamp duty. You're paying value-added tax. You're paying, this country is overtaxed. You just hear the PNM sycophants who run away from the plantation telling you they're living outside. Yeah, it's $1 for it here, but you just have to pay taxes. I say, yes, kunumumu. But for those taxes, you get what you pay for. Because if you live in Florida and you put out that yellow bin on yellow bin day and the truck don't pass, you're on the phone to the mayor. As a Trini, you know that. Down here, if you call the mayor Port of Spain, you're lucky if in office. If you're drunk and drooling somewhere and you get him on the phone, he says, oh God, he gonna come tomorrow. Don't panic, pull it back inside. And we accept that. That crap that passes for public health. You look my $5,000. So I've given you $5,000 for education. Look my $5,000 for public health. Me, my wife, my 4 children, $30,000 from my house. This is what you are paying. Those people, Scrin and Grin Dwen, call members. He don't pay tax, you know. Rowley ain't pay tax for about 33 years, you know. Them, you know, them don't pay tax. Them living on you. Sharon and the daughters and all of them eat taxpayer food. Drink taxpayer orange juice. Understand? While your children belly growling and you're catching your tail to feed them, you're putting steak in front of him, but children, understand what your vote is, Understand this, because I want you to understand my role in the politics is to pull them low and get them to understand that they work for you and get you to understand that they work for you and that none of this is acceptable. The price of food went up 46% last year. 46%. That directly impacted on your ability, anybody on a fixed income. So when they told you that they're going to give you a 4% increase, they effectively devalued your work while giving themselves raises. And I tell Trinidad and Tobago tonight, all the workers of this country need to unite. The union leaders selling dreams. Unite the workers all and tell the government, we want the same percentage you give yourself. That is all we want. Not $1 more. We want the same increase the bank executives get, because they're making billions of charging you every time you push that door to walk in a bank. Apps, boy. Money rich. This is the only country in the world where the banks are allowed to engage in money warehousing. They're not bankers anymore. They are charging you for a line item on a spreadsheet. They don't have to sit down every day with your money and rub it, you know. You feeling okay? You need anything? When they're charging you every day for managing your money, it's like you have to go and put your money on a leash and take it for a walk. They don't. It's the same line item on a spreadsheet. And they are taking a piece of it every day. When we were small, there used to be a joke. How I could get everybody to give me $1? $1 is not a lot of money. The politicians and the bankers figured it out. And they use legislation and taxation. They use banking without any consideration. They don't care. You outside there suffering. There are people who think, well, boy, when it reached that, I go trip. Trip now. They go send police to kick you in your face. They don't care about you. Police paid to kick you in your face. See, when they went and robbed Marcy, how quick they catch them? See how quick them get catch? They had the whole story. Media before the sun rise. They knew who was it, who, thief what car, where they find it. By the time you wake up, the whole thing finished. Who went dead in jail. Marcy don't get back the money. And I say these things for you to understand that 1.4 million fearless people, that's all you need to be. You need to say to the hospital administrator, not the staff on the ground, not the nurse and the doctor and the security guard. It's easy to cuss them. Akil said, easy to cuss the fellas working. I know. I show you. I show this country that the workers of this country could work. They could deliver. They could fix anything. Because when I say Philip will fix it, all I doing is getting them to work, you know. It is the people who have the job that are doing the job. When I drove down Cocorit and filmed a video about a lamppost that was falling 6 months now, TNTEC send fellas and fix it. Ministry of Works, there is Rohan Sinanan sent out a WhatsApp. Why it is every time this man talk, all they responding? Why? That's what they want. They're consolidating power, you know. The danger of Christine Kangaloo. The danger of a forever acting police commissioner that could be fired today, replaced today. The danger that has been known, that we've been fighting, is here now. We are at the point where, under the guise of an epidemic, public health, and they try to make crime public health. Somebody say, you said Kevin the Freighter say, all right, well, now if you get robbed, go to the hospital. Call a doctor. Remember when they tried to do that? Now they want to write laws. And the police, who they say, go and lock up all the people with 1 foot. That don't sound right. That is your job. And it's a law. Because you're in a country where once it passed through the parliament, that failed institution that has protected you from nothing, that allowed members of parliament elected on your dime to form themselves into governments that looted and assaulted this country. This is what this stands for. This is not politics as usual. This is the politics of change. This is us going inside there and scrub out the Red House with black disinfectant and bleach. This is a country, this is a political party that wants to stand for this country for the first time in its history. Eric Williams was a thief. Patrick Manning was a thief. George Chambers was an unfortunate thief. The treasury was empty. But make no mistake, the PNM and the UNC exist for one reason. Not to run the country, to thief money. The reason we have desalination plant in this country is Ganga Singh was a minister and his promise for water for all until he went down the islands and saw his first desalination plant. So wait now, this making water? And we can bill for this by the gallon? When you see they come out of government, gone into business with the government, the Progressive Empowerment Party says, any member of parliament, any political appointee above a certain level in the governance of the country, when you come out of government, there must be a restraint of trade for you and anybody related to for at least 10 years. So that you can't go in government, organize yourself, and come outside and eat. That's what they're doing. So when you talk about Nahus and Faris and all are we talking? All are we laughing? But every single year, each one of all you gain Faris at $20. Man, woman, child, $100 for my family, Faris. That's what we're doing. And when we sit down powerless and we think, well, it can't fix, we like it so, we jamming still, them go vote for that. You ever watch how the trolls and the sycophants on the PNM and the UNC, what they do to each other on social media? You ever see how they talk to each other? That's what the looters, the corrupt politicians, and their co-conspirators in the contract mafia want. They want you thinking that somehow their thieving is about black and Indian. Somehow them getting rich by the million is about your race. And as long as you're willing to defend it, as long as when you hear this one thief, you say, but that one had a bigger thief. As long as you okay, while you suffering, while your neighborhood, crime riddle, you have no water. I put up a post the other day. Any community that hasn't had water for a week, put your name here. 500 communities. No water in a country that has more water fall on it for free every year than we could use. I used to talk that on Facebook. A fellow by the name of Harry Hunt used to tell me, well said. And he used to engage in the debate. I used to be attacked. I used to be attacked mercilessly. People like Lima McLeod Wilkinson, who spoke here tonight, long before there was a Progressive Empowerment Party, was somebody who used to stand with me and stand up. I couldn't wait to meet that girl in real life, because I say, who is this strong woman? Harry Hunt. Anne-Marie Dulal, who used to post as Misty Autumn Day. You had to have a fake profile. You can't let them know your name. We just bury Roger Douglas. Many people don't know that. But he used to post on Facebook for years as Roger Valley. You had to come up with a fake profile because they go ride for you. I remember sitting down CNC tree and our government ministers reach, they going on after. Use the man who does write all them things on Facebook. You know what that means? The implied threat. We're going to make you pay for it. Maxi Coffee, who was my editor at the Mirror, was the first person to show me what real sycophantic victimization looked like. Because communication is what I do. We had created a program in this country when Gary Griffith was Minister of National Security, that the government could have contacted you immediately through your cell phones to let you know what is going on in the country, immediately. And when the PNM came to office, they scrapped it because we owned it. And they scrap it. I said, but Maxi, that is essential to the smooth operation of the country. He said, yeah, but we can't do business with you. I said, Maxi, really? I get the UNC to put ads in your mirror. Yeah, that may have been then, but this is the PNM. And Keith Rowley cannot do business with you. You ran against him. I said, I ran as an independent. I'm not UNC. He said, no matter. That is how the PNM is. Cut off your nose, spite your face. So that piece of it, and they try to do it over and over, and they fail every time. Every time there's a catastrophe and a crisis and a rumor in this country and people panic and there's no way for the government to tell people what's going on, is because of that. And that's just one little example. I know, I feel victimization, scandalization, what they've not done, said a fellow named Dane Wilson with a list of things, and he said, go on every thread. We printed out, in my first 3 months in politics as the Progressive Empowerment Party, we printed out every time the PNM came for me. And Candace Barrett and her law firm, Devesh Maharaj and Company, they just called me. We have a box of printouts for you. That's just PNM scandalizing my name. Because it was supposed to destroy me. They sent 10 lawsuits. That was supposed to frighten, stop, bankrupt, mash me up. We still here. 6 years later, we rededicating and we riding for you. We coming. This is a real political movement growing by the day. Now people proud to say they PEP. Now people proud to say the Progressive Empowerment Party. Now it's not so easy to attack Philip Alexander on social media because everyday people riding for you. That's where we are. The country is waking up and turning around. And that was the mission, to get everybody together and stand together as one people, as one flag. And I would like to thank some of the people that made this a reality, who used to call me out of my house to have a meeting with them once a week to make sure that we're trying something. We just used to meet in West Mall once a week for months. Myself, Anne-Marie Dulal, Ian Griffith, Harry Hunt. Out of that constant meeting came the launch of a political party on January 18, 2017. And I would like to acknowledge them. Ian Griffith and Harry Hunt are here. Anne-Marie Dulal couldn't be because she's not well, but the chairman of the party would like to give both Harry and Ian something on behalf of the party for being stalwarts and founders. And if you could, a round of applause, please. Mr. Ian Griffith, Mr. Harry Hunt.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, of course, they're going to see Harry and say there's a 1% party. I say every...
Wearing Eric Williams' sunglasses.
I made a joke. I said, everybody have to have one of them in the background. That's how they just talk. That's how the sycophants will talk. But no, I really want to thank them because through it all, when we started, there have been meetings that we had that 4 people attended, sitting down in groups to go forward. And people who were with you last week, not with you this week, because they get scared away or bought away, or they're tired. This has not been easy. We used to meet every Saturday at lunchtime in Stanmore Avenue, and there were times there was nobody but us, and there were times when people reached all in the road. This journey is a testimony where we are. And tonight, this rededication of this space as the headquarters, the national headquarters of the Progressive Empowerment Party, is also an acknowledgement of all of the people who have done so much to make this dream a reality and to bring us to here. And in closing, I would like to thank all of those people, all our shadow MPs, people like Akil Camps, new people like John Solomon, Lachman Ramroop, Sheldon Khan, David Welch, who is a force of nature by himself. We, Precious Cruikshank, our chairman of the Women's Arm, people who, when they take up their responsibility, it gets done. We are now a real national political party. Last election, we had 29 candidates, enough to form a government. You just need 21. We had 29 because they caught us off guard. We're not going to make that same mistake twice. We're mobilizing. We will be on the ground in your community. If you want a better country, reach out to Satish Ramsaran. He's taken up the mantle of party organizer together with Akil Camps and all of the team. We have team leaders and we're building out. 7968172 is his number. If you want to work in your community, if you want to be considered for candidacy, reach out to us. Let us have a conversation. Come on board. Join the Progressive Empowerment Party. We need your help. We need your presence. We need your money. We need you to come and help us. Give us ideas. Who want to do boat cruise? Who want to do barbecue, curry queue, cheese sandwich queue? Come on board. You think stuff. You didn't know they had a cheese sandwich queue. One come in. Satish and Felicia taking notes. But And the truth is, none of us could afford to sit by and wait for somebody else to do it. When Dion comes here, he coming from Maruga. Eh, Dion? My brother. Coming from Maruga. You don't must say that, I say the rest of Prophet Benjamin's song, eh? Check the car. But that's our team. That's our people that are giving up and sacrificing so much. When a man have to drive from Maruga to here, he counting that in gas. And under the PNM, that price went up 3 times since this party formed. So I know nobody to pay our phone bill, nobody to pay our gas bill. Satish have me all over the place, all over the country. Nobody said, look at $10, Philip. Everything that comes through here is to run this. The Progressive Empowerment Party. We need your assistance. We need your help. Nobody in this country could afford to sit idly by and allow it to become the dictatorship that they're trying to make it into. You have a real political movement that has the best policies. Somebody said to me, since your launch on January 18, 2017 with 21 policies, www.21policies.com, check it out. Nobody's been able to discredit it. In fact, all the other political parties trying to find a way to copy it. That's who we are. We are a political movement that has a vision. And when we said it, they said, how are you going to get this done? We said, we'll do it through the parliament. You can't do that. We said, we'll do it outside the parliament. And we start fixing things in this country. When we went down Maruga, Dion take us down Maruga to say, look at the condition of the road. We light it up. There was paving the next day. That's what the Progressive Empowerment Party could do as a party outside the government. Imagine if you give us a chance. We will fix everything. Thank you. I know there's a cake cutting ceremony. I don't know who's cutting the cake, but Ms. Holder, I'm passing it back to you.
We want to see standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP, cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, 2 by 2, the PEP, we're here for you. for you. Bit by bit, let's build a better TNT. So come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one flag. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Vote PEP. This is a call to the nation. One by one, let's do it together. Let's be the change we want to see. Standing strong through any weather. Follow the light of the PEP. Cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Bit by bit, one people under one flag. So come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Come on, let me fix it. We go fix it. It's time for a change indeed. Build it, we go fix it. We go fix it. Because we vote in PEP. Twin islands, let's move together in unity.